Welcome to Living Fuel TV. This is Casey Krejci with another segment with Elliot Holtz.
Thanks.
Great to have you back,
Yeah,
Elliot.
it's a pleasure to be here.
All right, so we've talked about some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to get into superfood nutrition. Now, I gave a talk to the PGA last week, and now the PGA, their guns aren't quite as big as yours, playing golf, but they do. Explosiveness does matter. Concentration matters. All these things that you talk about matter to the professional golfer as much as it does to the strength training athlete that you do. So last week, I talked about superfood nutrition, which is basically, there are 53, the way I count them, so I say 10 essential amino acids, and then you got a certain amount of essential fatty acids and vitamins and minerals, but when you tally it all up, it's about 53. 53 essential nutrients that are required for you to live and to thrive. Okay? So most people aren't getting all of those, for one.
Right.
Okay, so they have physiologic consequences as a result. So one example would be like in Africa in starvation situations. They feed them grains without very much nutrients. They don't get much vitamin A, and they go blind. Okay,
Right.
it's a perfect example. There are certain nutrients that your body cannot produce that you have to ingest. Okay, so superfood nutrition is basically taking all of the 53 in the best forms. I say like calcium carbonate would be like a cheap form, like a piece of chalk you snap off and eat it. You can't digest that. But calcium citrate is a form that your body recognizes. So all the forms, vitamin B, the easiest way to tell if a multivitamin is good or not, you just look on the side and say, what is vitamin B12? If it says cyanocobalamin, that means it is cheap, and they didn't really care about you, they cared about their money. So it says methylcobalamin or hydrocobalamin, that is very expensive, and that means that they thought about you in the product. So there's some certain things that we should know, but you combine all 53 of these with superfoods like broccoli, spinach, kale, spirulina, barley grass, blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, cranberry, and so on. Now we have all 53 plus the right amounts of plant proteins and amino acids. You now have combined everything we know about at the 53 with the things we haven't even named yet in nutrition, hundreds and thousands of phytochemicals that go into it. So that's called superfood nutrition, and that's what we do. But you've experienced that in workout as well. I found out, through our initial discussions that you've been literally using the Living Fuel products since we started.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing. So how is it that you incorporate nutrition into what you do? And I know I went on a long thing on superfood nutrition to understand where we come from our perspective, but you used our stuff for a long time without even knowing what I just said. So what is it that you've gained from it?
Well, I gotta tell you, it begins with my strong sense of selfishness. And I'm really very heavily invested in becoming the strongest version of myself and then extending that through my family. Your product came about about the same time that my wife was pregnant with my first child. And I knew that if I were to fuel my body with the best nutrients possible, and I truly believe that through your product, well, then why not give it to my family? Because I want my children to develop in this way, and I want them to always have everything that they need to create and fulfill processes that I don't even understand. And I don't even need to understand, but I know that there are certain elements to nutrition that will support it. Like you said, we don't even know some of the stuff that's in the superfoods that you're putting in the product. Well, it's that type of faith that I wanted to have in a product that I would raise my family on. So it goes far deeper than just, can I bench press more? How intelligent will my children turn out to be? Will they often become ill, or will they have a strong immune system? Will their bones be susceptible to breaking or not? These are the things that were far more interesting to me, developing strong human beings. And that is the foundation from which I've proceeded with your product.
That's really interesting because the reason I developed it was my wife, as we talked before, was Miss Florida and Miss Florida USA, competed with Miss America, Miss USA. She was first in swimsuit at Miss USA, third runner-up. I tell you this because obviously you've seen how beautiful she is, but she came down with panic attacks and clinical depression and suicidal thoughts early in our marriage, and that's what drove me to dive into literature and not come out without an answer. And so all of the principles we now teach world-class athletes are the same principles that were foundational in bringing her back.
That's what matters most. I mean, it's the foundation of being a really solid human being.
Amen, amen. but when you think about all the things that we talked about, essential nutrients and conditionally essential nutrients and essential nutrients we don't know about yet. So that's why we do the superfood nutrition piece.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said in the last video, I'm grateful for individuals like you who will do the research, who will study, and will put this together for us to appreciate.
Awesome. Hope that was helpful to you. God bless you, and have a great day.